Welcome back to this explainer on longevity. It's pretty wild, but not all 70 or 80-year-olds age the exact same way. We've all seen it, right? Some folks gradually lose their physical strength, their cellular confidence, and really their biological independence, just watching their world shrink smaller and smaller every single year. But then there are the others. People of the exact same chronological age who just move through life with absolute purpose, incredibly sharp minds, and powerful physical mobility. So what's their scientific secret? Well, after decades of studying human vitality, the science is clear. Aging well is not merely about surviving longer. It's about maintaining a high-functioning biological structure. Today, we're breaking down the medical science behind 7 critical physical abilities that separate those who rapidly age from those who remain biologically young. And honestly, you might find out you're winning the longevity battle far better than you realize.
Okay, let's dive right into this fundamental difference. Aging well isn't just about surviving longer chronologically. Chronological age, that's literally just the number printed on your birth certificate. It doesn't tell the whole story. What really matters is biological age, preserving a high-functioning biological structure. The abilities we're about to cover today are the true, honest markers of your biological age. They measure the actual cellular confidence and independence your body still commands. To make this super easy to digest, we're going to journey through the human body from the ground up. So let's start with System 1, our physical foundation and lower body mobility. And that brings us right to ability number 1, the hands-free chair rise. Now, this sounds incredibly simple, doesn't it? But clinically speaking, it's actually a direct, powerful measurement of your lower body's skeletal muscle mass, specifically your quadriceps and your glutes. Seriously, give it a try later. But no cheating with the armrest, okay? The question is, can you easily lift your own body weight straight up from a seated position using absolutely nothing but your legs? The science behind why this matters is just fascinating. As we age, we all face this natural condition called sarcopenia, which is basically the gradual degradation of muscle over time. But if you can rise independently using only your legs, you are actively combating that sarcopenia. You're proving that your neurological motor unit recruitment is performing at an absolute elite level. And that is exactly what protects your knee joints and your lumbar spine from structural collapse. Staying right here with our physical foundation, let's look at ability number 3. Wait, scratch that. It's our second foundational ability, the single leg 10-second balance stance. Again, sounds super easy until you actually try it. For seniors, a single accidental fall can cause severe hip fractures, which unfortunately leads to a rapid loss of institutional independence. So mastering this stance, it's a critical neurological shield against those age-accelerating injuries. So the really crucial point here is that balance isn't some athletic luxury just reserved for gymnasts. It completely relies on a highly sophisticated neural network called proprioception. It's like a giant biological supercomputer. Your brain is instantly crunching data from your inner ear, your eyes, and these tiny little microreceptors down in your ankles. Maintaining this exact network is what protects your biological freedom and prevents dependence. All right, let's move up the body a bit and see how this all builds as we jump into System 2. We're testing our cardiovascular system now, essentially the engine of our longevity. Which brings us to our next ability, conversational brisk walking. Next time you're out and about, test yourself. Can you walk at a fast, really purposeful pace and still maintain a fluid conversation without gasping for air? It seems basic, but this actually serves as the ultimate baseline test for your cardiorespiratory fitness.
Think of it this way. Your chronological age is written on your birth certificate, but your functional future, that's written right inside your lungs and your cardiovascular compliance. When you can walk and talk simultaneously, it proves your heart is efficiently pumping oxygenated blood and that your endothelial lining is still incredibly flexible. Managing that physical exertion smoothly just means your internal engine is humming beautifully. Now for the big one, ability number 5, climbing a full flight of stairs without stopping to rest. Look, stairs are completely honest. They instantly expose any hidden cardiovascular vulnerabilities that our everyday excuses try to hide, simply because they physically force your heart rate to elevate. You really can't fake your way up a staircase. If you can conquer this aerobic challenge effortlessly without needing a rest halfway up, think about what that means. It shows your heart's stroke volume is strong and that your cellular mitochondria are producing incredibly youthful, clean energy. You're powering your own body weight straight up against gravity, and your engine is handling it perfectly. Moving even higher up the biological structure, we arrive at System 3, the load bearer. This is where we test our core and upper body strength.
Ability number 4 asks a very practical question. Can you literally carry your own life and load? Can you haul a full, heavy grocery bag completely independently? And no, trying to carry every single bag in one agonizing trip from the car doesn't earn you extra longevity points. But seriously, this isn't just about finger grip strength. It's a massive test of your systemic core stability and your upper body skeletal integrity. I really want to highlight this powerful finding from medical longevity research. It turns out that grip and carrying strength are highly correlated with lower cognitive decline and reduced cardiovascular events. Possessing this muscular reserve doesn't just mean you can carry your own groceries. It's directly tied to protecting your vital organs. Your muscles are literally acting as an insurance policy for your heart and your brain. And that segues perfectly into our final system. We're journeying to the very top of the body for System 4, the command center. We're talking about the human brain and the neurological markers of youthful resilience. So ability number 6 is active contextual memory. Now, we're not talking about having some perfect photographic memory. We mean the ability to seamlessly recall recent conversations, appointments, and just normal daily events. You see, the human brain has immense neuroplasticity. It's an organ designed to be constantly challenged through things like strategic thinking, reading, and deep conversations, not to just retire and check out. The punchy truth here is that aging begins in the human mind long before it ever manifests as wrinkles in the mirror. By engaging your mind and building dense cognitive reserves every single day, you are actively preventing the onset of age-related dementia. You're keeping the command center incredibly sharp. Which brings us to the 7th and frankly, my absolute favorite ability, maintaining a continuation of deep baseline curiosity. Do you actively want to learn, explore, or adapt to new technology? Do you still want to figure out that new smartphone feature? When an individual just gives up their curiosity, their neural networks actually begin to atrophy. Having that mental drive is just as critical as your physical mobility.
The underlying biology going on here is absolutely fascinating. Staying deeply curious actively releases dopamine and these biomolecules called neurotrophic factors. When you ask questions and enthusiastically participate in life, these molecules literally flood your brain. This keeps your entire nervous system vibrant, youthful, and amazingly resilient. Curiosity nourishes your brain on a cellular level.
Okay, so the biggest takeaway here is actually super empowering. You do not need to pass all 7 of these perfectly right now. Every single ability you still possess today is living proof of your structural strength and your longevity. The key is to protect your biological independence by celebrating what you can do and just keep pushing forward with the strength you currently possess. Let your vitality thrive.
So I'll leave you with this. Which of these 7 abilities will you work on today to protect your biological freedom? Remember, your biological clock isn't just inevitably ticking down, it's waiting for your next move. What will you command your body to do tomorrow? Stay blessed, stay healthy, and walk your path in absolute wellness. We'll see you next time on The Explainer.